Hi everyone, welcome to my budget update / paycheck breakdown. Before I get started, I want to warn you that this video is going to be a hot mess, just like my nails. I'm having a really hard time getting the gel nail polish off, so if you know of a way to get this off, please comment down below. I am desperate. Anyways, moving on to the budget. So in the budget with me for April video that I posted not too long ago, at that time we had funds in our accounts from the stimulus check that I received and some leftover money from a paycheck, which was this. Since that video, we have had 4 different types of income come in. We've had my boyfriend's paycheck, my paycheck from DoorDash, and then my paycheck for my regular job, Allstate. And then the fourth thing was my boyfriend's taxes from 2019. All of the expenses that we wrote down here, they never changed. So as you can see, all of the amounts that we expected and what we paid were pretty close. So like these, except for groceries, we went over $23, but honestly that happens a lot just because in groceries we include household items like toilet paper, detergent, all of that stuff. But other than that, everything was exactly the amount that we were expecting it to be. But we did have a few unexpected expenses as well. The first unexpected expense was we had to reinstate my boyfriend's suspended license. We had no idea that his license was suspended. He was at work, just a regular day, and he was notified by his boss that he wasn't able to continue working that day because his license was suspended. He was told that because he drives for his job. We think it's because he turned 21 and he hasn't switched his ID sideways instead of vertical. So we paid $35 to change that. Pretty sure that's what it was because he is now working. The second unexpected expense was we actually let someone borrow some money. It was about $60, and you won't find the $60 repayments in our income or any other paychecks because when we let someone borrow money, we go by David Ramsey's rule, which is if you lend someone money, don't expect that money back. So that's why you won't find it anywhere in here, because we won't expect that money back. And then we did actually end up going out to eat, and I got iced coffee once or twice. And I know that was one of my goals for this month. No more eating out / iced coffee, but I am very weak and I'm working on it. Old habits die hard. But we are significantly better than we have been doing for the last couple of months. So there's upside to that. I kind of expected us to alter from our goals at least once because it's kind of really hard to go cold turkey. But again, we're working on that. And then something else that was unexpected happened again, of course. As you can see, for my boyfriend's paycheck on the 17th, we were expecting $450. What he actually got paid was $242. As you can see, that is a large difference of an amount. So when we received his taxes, which came out to $263, it basically balance that paycheck out and that income out that we were expecting. Instead of the $263 from the taxes being like extra income, it sort of just replaced what was missing from here. So that's why right now we are still like technically on track. So right now where we are is I did get paid from Allstate on the 24th. My boyfriend is not getting his paychecks direct deposited on Fridays when he's supposed to, so it is the 25th and we're waiting for a paper paycheck, which we probably won't get till Monday the 27th. So that's why I haven't filled this out completely just yet, and that's why some of these are still empty even though it's the 25th. So yeah, as you can tell, there were a lot of changes that if you were to just look at my budget here, you wouldn't even really see. And that's why I said that it's a hot mess and it's really, really messy, because it's not all written down and documented and you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it. So now that you're sort of familiar and updated with our current finances, next I'm going to explain how the organization was off and why there were so many mistakes as there was. But I'm not going to talk about all of that and have you just stare at my numbers here. So we'll just go ahead and switch over to me talking now. So the first mistake that I've been making with our budgets really has to do with not being able to do the cash envelope system. Right now, I'm really trying not to take out money from the bank just because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus. I'm really struggling with it because sometimes we get paid twice in a week, or sometimes even in a few days within each other. So sometimes the amount from one paycheck that I'm saving for a bill is still sitting in the account by the time that the next paycheck comes. So then I constantly have to differentiate the amount that was already in there and the paycheck that was just deposited. Because typically I would withdraw that money and keep it in my cash envelopes until, for example, an auto pay payment withdraws. But again, because I'm not withdrawing money right now from my cash envelopes, it's really challenging. I have tried to move funds over to the savings account that we have in place of putting it in the cash envelope. So for example, I have $151 sitting in our savings account for a payment that's set on auto pay that's not going to withdraw until the 20th of this month, which is still in a couple of days. And that's fine, but the other part of that problem is I'm sort of like the mom of the household. So like everyone sends me their cash or their amount for the bills, like for example, rent. They will send me the money and I will pay it online. When one of my roommates sends me their money, I also put it in my savings account versus putting it in a cash envelope. It's not that it's hard, but it's just more difficult to track and it's a lot more maintenance, especially when I have another paycheck coming in and that's new income for different things. So that has been one of my mistakes, is not handling that better. I think going forward, I'm going to start having my roommates pay for their portions of the bill on their own. So instead of me taking their money and making sure everyone's money is together, for example, for the rent, they're gonna go online and pay their portion of the rent themselves instead of me having the money. That way it's just easier for me to track what is actually our money. So I haven't decided yet on if I want to pay a bill immediately after we get the money, or start doing cash envelopes again, or even just keeping it in the savings account, because the savings account is sort of working for now. But again, I'm just not really sure because it is more maintenance as well to pay the bill exactly when we get the money. Because for example, if something is on auto pay and it's not scheduled to come out until the 29th and we make that payment, we have to call them and make sure that a second payment is not going to withdraw again on the 29th. So it kind of feels like whichever way we go, there's always going to be some additional work. So I haven't decided yet on how we're going to do that. And then another issue that I noticed with the budget so far is in the bullet journal, I didn't leave a lot of space for extra income, which actually I really should be doing, especially right now, because Miguel just filed his taxes for 2018 this year and he's going to be getting a return back. So that's unexpected income that I might be adding this month or maybe even next month. Same thing goes with maybe if he gets a stimulus check. I need to have room to add these unexpected sources of income. And I kind of feel like it's sort of a side effect of not doing the budgeting for so long. I mean, I was updating the budget as we were going along for the past couple of months, but I haven't been putting in as much work for it as I just have started again. So I think after this, we'll try to get into a rhythm of getting back into budgeting. So I think those were all of the things that contributed to the messiness of what our budget has been so far for April. We still have 2 or 3 more sources of income or paychecks that we are expecting for this month. So I will be having another budget update / paycheck breakdown by the end of this month. And hopefully it's a lot more cleaner and more organized and I'm able to get into the numbers into more detail next time. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video and for continuing on this budget journey with us. I'm gonna have another video out soon, so hopefully I will see you in that video.